All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about a threat that is moving so fast it's almost impossible to keep up with: deepfake scams. And look, this isn't science fiction anymore. These are incredibly sophisticated, AI-powered tools that criminals are using right now to fool you, your family, everyone. So the big question is, how do you defend yourself when you literally can't trust what you see or hear? Let's figure it out.
It all starts with a phone call. An agent at a company gets a call from a client they know. The voice is familiar, it answers all the security questions, and it asks for a big wire transfer. Everything seems fine. A few days go by, and the real client calls. The money? It's gone. And the key to the whole crime is right there in that quote. The voice on the call wasn't just a good imitation. It was a perfect AI clone.
And don't for a second think this is just some rare high-level corporate spy stuff. No way. This is the new face of digital crime. It's a silent heist where the targets are just regular people, and the weapons are the voices and faces of the people we trust the most.
Now that one story is pretty terrifying, right? But to really get a handle on the danger we're all in, we need to zoom out. Because the numbers behind this crisis, well, they're not just big, they're absolutely staggering. And they show a problem that is growing at a truly exponential rate.
First up, let's talk about the money. Projections show that by 2027, fraud losses just in the US could hit $40 billion a year. Let that sink in. That's not a typo. We're talking about a whole criminal economy built on pure deception.
And just look at the speed this is moving. In just the last 3 years, deepfake fraud attempts have surged by more than 2,000%. This isn't some problem that's way off on the horizon. It's a crisis that is exploding right now.
And the sheer volume of this stuff being created is just mind-boggling. We're on pace to go from about 500,000 of these fake files detected in 2023 to an estimated 8 million by 2025. The scammers are just churning these things out like a factory.
So here's the most important point. You might be thinking, okay, but I'm pretty sharp. I could probably spot one. Well, the data says probably not. This chart is genuinely terrifying. When it comes to high-quality video fakes, our accuracy is less than 25%. For audio, it's 48%. That's literally a coin toss. This shows our greatest vulnerability. Plain and simple. Our own senses just aren't reliable anymore.
So if we can't trust our own eyes and ears, we have to understand the technology. We have to know the playbook. So let's pull back the curtain on how these scams actually work, because knowing how they do it is the first step to building a real defense. First, there's voice cloning. You know, all an AI really needs is just a few seconds of someone's voice, maybe scraped from a social media video, a podcast, heck, even a voicemail, to replicate it almost perfectly. Just imagine getting a call from someone who sounds exactly like your kid, or your parent, or your boss.
And it's not just audio. During a live video call, this tech lets a scammer basically wear someone else's face like a digital mask. The scammer's real expressions, their head movements, it's all perfectly mapped onto the victim's face in real time. The very tech we use to connect with each other, like a simple video call, has been turned into a weapon.
Okay, so that's the threat. It's scary, it's sophisticated, I get it. But here is the good news, and it's really good news. The most effective ways to defend yourself are surprisingly simple and low-tech. So let's walk through the 3 key steps you can start using immediately. Okay, number 1, create a family safe word, a secret phrase only you all know. If a loved one calls you in a total panic, you just calmly ask for the word. Simple. 2, verify independently. Just hang up, and then you call them back on the number you already have saved for them. And 3, ask a personal question, something an AI could never know, something that isn't posted on Instagram. You know, like, what was the name of our first dog? Now listen, if you only take away one single thing from all this, please let it be this. That one simple habit, hanging up and calling back on a number you trust, it defeats an estimated 95% of these attacks. See, scammers rely on controlling the conversation. The moment you take control of the channel, their entire advantage just collapses. So those 3 steps, that's your frontline defense. But we can and we should add more layers to your security. Let's talk about the essential habits that make you a much, much harder target in the first place. Here's a quick checklist. First, lock down your social media. Setting your accounts to private starves the AI of the source material it needs. Second, turn on multi-factor authentication everywhere: your bank, your email, your social accounts. It's a critical barrier. Third, use a password manager. It creates these unbreakable passwords you don't even have to remember. And finally, set up transaction alerts with your bank. You'll get a notification the second any money moves.
And just so you can see what I mean by a strong password, this is the difference. On the left, you've got what gets you hacked. On the right is what a password manager creates. No person can remember that, but a machine can, and it's what real security looks like today.
So what does this all add up to? Well, it means the basic rules of trust have completely changed. The old ways we verified who someone was by, recognizing their face or their voice, that's officially broken. We need a whole new mindset to get through this new reality.
Which really brings us to the final and most important question. It's the challenge that's sitting at the heart of our digital lives now. When the fakes are literally indistinguishable from reality, what foundation do we have left to stand on? What can you really truly trust?
The answer is right here. You can't afford to trust what you see or what you hear anymore. The only thing you can really rely on is your process, your protocols, the safe word, the callback, the security questions. In an age of perfect digital deception, verification isn't just a suggestion, it's the only path back to the truth.